Hi everyone, this is Debbie from Project 39 Mini Albums, and welcome to Smash Our Stash. Each month, a group of us work on our own stash, trying to get rid of things we've had for a while. Some months there is a theme, and some months there is not. This month, the theme was sequins. Now, I don't have too many sequins in my stash. In fact, I had to dig up one envelope, and to tell you how long I've had it in stock, it was, and it's hard to read the label, but I think it was 29 cents is what was on the label. I'm thinking, I don't know where I picked it up, a garage sale, I don't know, but it's probably from the 50s or 60s. I mean, they're antique sequins, right? But in any case, I really want to get rid of them. I think the package is ready to fall apart. So, as you may know, I have been on the collab team with Call Me Crafty Al and her YouTube channel, and this month, well, for August, I played around with the card and I made a card that has sequins in it, and I'll show you that at the end of the video. But I decided I'm going to try that again, sort of like an all-over card. So I grabbed that little colored bust that was in the background from my stash. I had colored it a little while ago, and I just keep ones that are colored in my stash. And I haven't played with any Distress Oxide lately, so I thought I would just grab some and make a background and make a road and have that little bus on the road. I mean, I've done cards like that before, so if I could link the one that I did, if I remember to, I'll put it in the description box. But isn't it cute? It's this little bus. I mean, I'm thinking it's like a VW van with a couple of animals in it, and they're wearing party hats. I'm trying to figure out which one I want. I had one that's sort of pastel-y colors and one that's brighter colors, although I had to change the hat on that one, and then I had colored it bright pink, and I hated that bright pink, but I'll change it later. So anyhow, I finished my background. I cut a road out of some black paper and did the little lines using a white gel marker. Now I'm going to take some elements that were on that Avery L stamp pad. It's called Birthday Bus, and I couldn't tell you how old it is. I mean, I never get anything when it's current, it seems. So anyhow, I stamped a bunch of the happy birthday and a bunch of the balloons and some of the presents. And since I used red, orange, and yellow for the background, I was sticking to that and just coloring stuff just so the colors are all consistent. So I started just drawing it, and then I said, you know what? I'm not going to fuss around with it. So I'm just going to color it all. We're going to cut it out. And I'm going to make it as easy as possible. Nobody's going to notice if I've shaded or not. So I go ahead and add the little details. And I know I'm outside the lines. Yeah, there I go. I used the orange to tone down that bright pink that I put in the hat. I have blue and orange on that present. I think that's like a football team, blue and orange. But anyhow, so now I grab my white gel pen and just put little highlights on balloons, and that's the extent of my detailing on the balloons. I don't have dies for these. I don't know if they made them, but I'm sure you couldn't get them now because, like I said, it's pretty old. And I feel like sometimes it takes me just as long to fussy cut as it would take me to get out my die cutting machine and find the die and make sure it's straight and put it in and cut it out. So I just go ahead and grab my little scissors and fussy cut. I should really stamp a bunch of these ahead of time and just fussy cut while I'm watching TV or hanging out with the hubs. But it's probably better if I do it in my little RV studio, because that way any little pieces of paper can get on the floor and I clean it up. Best hack ever. go to the Dollar Tree and they have little broom sets for $1. They're like for playing house, but I have that in my little crafting studio. But of course, my floor space is probably 4 feet by 7 feet. Probably most of you have a bigger floor to clean. But anyhow, I enjoyed that little broom. So I'm cutting out the little gifts and I cut out the balloons. Just getting all the detail-y stuff. Trying to straighten up that happy birthday. Should always use a paper trimmer, cut a straight line, but I don't. So now I'm gluing down the little presents, and then I realized I probably shouldn't have, and you'll see why in a little bit. But yeah, I like the presents on there. Hope they don't blow away when the animal bus, the birthday bus, drives away. I took little string is actually elastic because it's what I had in my stash. I don't have anything really thin. And I tied strings on the balloons, which is just as hard as really tying strings on real balloons. But anyhow, I got it done. Adding some glue for the little puffs of smoke coming out of the birthday bus because it's just chugging along. So now I arrange the balloons and I realize, well, I'm going to stick the strings under. I can't have any of the animals holding it because they don't have a hand available. So I sort of pull off a little corner of the little presents and glue that down. Glue each one down. Just try to get them, I don't know, straight. Is that realistic? Would you have the balloons flying out? Well, I'm asking if that's realistic. They're animals in a bus, for goodness sakes. All right, now I'm going to cut down the card. And I have to, absolutely, because I realize when I pull out the tape, I sort of ripped the paper, but it doesn't matter. I needed to cut it anyhow. So I'm cutting this 4¼ by 5½, making sure it'll fit on the card. And then I realized, you know, I probably should cut it a little bit smaller than the card I'm going to put it on. So I look at it and say, yeah, I need to cut it smaller. So I'm taking it over to the side where my paper trimmer is and just cutting a sliver off. Makes me feel better, although it doesn't really do much. So now I take the little acetate that I have and I try to figure out, okay, how am I gonna do this? And I just realized I'm just going to score it 4¼ by 5½, because I already cut down the paper the bus is on, so it will fit. I'll make it fit. Now I'm just cutting the corners at an angle, trying to decide, is that the right way or should I trim it a different way? Like, you know what? Nope, just going to cut it at an angle. Then I grab some double-sided tape and put it down. So now you can see where my acetate is. And then I'm going to grab a bone folder. Oh, there's my Sequins from 1969. And I'll just empty out 1/4 of the pack. I should have made 5 of these cards because then I would have gotten rid of the sequins. So I'm going to have to go back in and do that. But you know what? I have it in my stash and I don't want to use it up. But that's ridiculous, because isn't that what the point of this whole thing is to use it up? But then again, they're my only sequins. It's not like I could not ever buy sequins again. I'm sure I could find it. I'm really happy with that. It's a lot of fun. It looks like they're in a snowstorm, but that's okay. And then I realized I need something around the outside, so I grab a die. I think this was a lawn fawn set of stitched rectangle dies. I think that's what it is. And I look for a piece of paper. There's some yellow. That'll match. That'll go fine. So I put it in. I cannot get this straight for the life of me. Mess around every time I put it down. It moves. But yay, finally got it done. Move the die cutting machine, and where am I going to put it? I got to put it right on the floor right next to me. So I think that looks good. Now I'm grabbing some double-sided tape because this has to go over the acetate, and I'd rather not use glue. Double-sided tape really sticks to acetate, as you know, because once you get it down, It's not moving. So I can't, it's sticking to my fingers like crazy. So I center it as best I can. Now I put some more double-sided tape on the back. Probably should have added glue. I meant to add glue, but oh well, it's not going anywhere. Put it on the card. That's so much fun. So anyhow, there are other people in this collab. They are all listed in the description box below. Please go ahead and check them out and show them some love. And at the same time, if you have sequins in your stash, why don't you hashtag smash our stash and see what you can do to get rid of things in your stash. I forget what it is next month. I really should start working on it now, but I won't. I'll wait till the day before like I did this month. I'm normally better. I normally get it done ahead of time. It's just I was working on other projects and you know how it is. So that is what I have. I put the little happy birthday on the outside, and I cut a piece of yellow paper to put on the inside. It looked pretty boring to me, so I grabbed one more stamp that was in that set. It was a cute little birthday cake, which I originally was going to put on top of the card too, but decided the candle would blow out. So there we go. There's the original one that I made from the Call Me Crafty. That's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching. Have a fabulous day.